What's up, everybody? This is John with the Unpaid Gamers, back again with another quick podcast for you. Won't be nearly as long-winded as yesterday's, but today I want to talk a little bit about Battlefield V or Battlefield 5, whatever you want to call it. I've been playing it on the PS4 for a little bit of time now, since release. So, I guess just to kind of tell the story, I'd pre-ordered like a lot of people have. I've been playing Battlefield for quite a few years, all the different versions. Of course, the general consensus is Bad Company 2 is the end all. Vietnam was pretty good, and then it's been downhill ever since. Of course, some people latch on 3 and 4 and talk about how good they are. I don't hate you either way. So, and honestly, I just kind of enjoy the ride no matter what it is, since then. So, anyway, so I liked Battlefield 1. That seemed to be pretty well received. And honestly, when this one was announced, I watched some video, I really didn't see too much of a difference or improvement. Like, it kind of looked like just the same, which it looked like, obviously there is the upcoming Battle Royale mode that's all the rave, and nobody knows how that is yet. And an emphasis on a little bit more customization, which, is technically there, but it's not too fleshed out as I kind of expected it to be. But as far as the gameplay goes, like, it really just kind of looked the same. Now, maybe other people felt differently, because I didn't really research it too thoroughly. I just knew it was coming out, and I'd see how it was when I got it. So that was my impression going in. So, now reading comments and things online, that's what a lot of people don't really want to take the plunge and get it, because they say it's pretty much the same thing. So that's kind of one reason why I wanted to make this podcast, because I really felt the same way at first. So release date came by, and I pre-ordered it. I really wasn't even looking forward to it, to be honest. I mean, I was going to download it and play it, but it's not like I was counting down the days like a lot of different games. So the date came up, and I said, well, okay, I guess I paid for it, so I'll just download it and play it a little bit. Maybe, some friends will get it later on, and I'll really play more or something, new maps. And I downloaded it. Honestly, been playing it ever since. Really having a great time with it. And I don't quite know exactly what those changes are and why I'm having more fun with it than I did Battlefield 1. Because a lot of people are kind of right, because it's not that much of a difference. But there's certain aspects that are. The classes have been retooled a little bit, and I haven't really played all of them, so I'm not really going to get into the specifics on what exactly is different. One big difference, though, is you can revive anyone in your squad, no matter what class. So that's a big change a lot of people don't like. It's pretty cool, I think. Now, if you're a medic, you can revive people a lot faster and revive anybody not in your squad, just like normal. That's typically what I play, is medic. So I haven't really felt shunned because other people can revive. I don't really care. It's kind of nice when you die and somebody can revive you if they're not a medic, instead of waiting for another one. There definitely is advantages to being a medic, like I said, with the speed and just the ability to do more in that sense. So that's kind of the changes on that. One of the big changes that I personally thoroughly enjoy is there's a new fortification system. And this, you have a hammer. Every class has a hammer you can get out. And in certain areas, generally around flags in like conquest mode, you'll see like a white outline of, say, like sandbags or like barbed wire or something like that. And if you see that, you can go up to it and you can hold down your trigger, and you will build like a sandbag barrier or barbed wire to act as a deterrent to damage enemies. And I really, really like that system. It's really cool because not to deviate too much, but it also seems like the destruction is pretty well done in this one. I hadn't really seen a ton of destruction since Bad Company 2, and probably just the type of maps and the type of structures. And there definitely has been destruction, but I didn't really see too many buildings just being leveled or anything like that. And maybe it's, again, the type of maps that we have in this one. I know there's one map in particular that it's a ton of small buildings. It's like a whole little mini town. And I've seen that town just get leveled completely. And I love that destruction about Battlefield. So it's really cool to experience going to a flag, holding up in a building. It gets pummeled. You know, you see snow sliding off the roof from the damage. The roof collapses. The second story collapses. The whole building gets leveled. And you're stuck with just a foundation and a little bit of walls. And then having the ability to crawl your way over there under fire by the flag and just build sandbags as like a temporary barrier in its place of the destroyed building seems really, really cool to me. You know, there's a lot of like temporary cover that you can build like that. They can still be destroyed with rocket launchers or tanks or whatever. So it's not like it's, you know, invincible or anything. But you don't know. It's really cool. You know, some instances you can dig like a trench, and you know there was I don't even know the name of the map, but it's like an airfield type of thing, and there was a flag outside, and I built like this whole big huge trench with these sandbags, and like it was this whole big I don't know, defense type of structure that I as a player built. And I just thought that's a really cool addition to the Battlefield series that really sets it apart from other ones. So you know, it's definitely not a revamp of things. It looks about on par as Battlefield 1, so it, you know, everybody knows how that looked. It definitely looks good. There's certain graphical things that I've heard people complain about, like, you know, the fire could be updated, and that's still the same. Nothing's really changed there, and probably a limitation of the hardware, honestly. But, you know, so it still looks good, but it's on par with Battlefield 1. Definitely new maps. You know, I noticed the destruction more, whether it's more or not, I don't know. I really like the fortification system. The changes to the classes are pretty cool, and other than that, you know, most of the modes are kind of like Battlefield 1. I don't know. I guess we'll see when the Battle Royale mode comes out, if that's a game changer for a lot of people. But regardless, for whatever reason, I'm really enjoying this one, and I would recommend at least people checking it out. If you don't want to spend $60 or whatever, maybe just go to Redbox and give it a rent or something. Or if you know somebody that has it, just check it out. Mainly just kind of keep an open mind about it. Play it, see what you think. If it's not for you, then it's just not for you. But I wouldn't really buy too much into the nothing's changed, it's just like Battlefield 1, because it does feel different somehow. I'm not necessarily a great player. I do okay. You know, that live stream on the channel yesterday was me playing, and as you see, I'm not the top player, but it seems like even maybe it's easier to get kills or whatever. I don't know if damage has been, you know, health has been decreased or damage increased or whatever, but it doesn't. I don't feel like I'm shooting at people 1,000 times before they die on just a regular core mode. So I don't know, maybe that has something to do with it, but either way, definitely worth a check out if you ever liked Battlefield. So that's really about all I got on that, and just a little bit of news to kind of keep an eye out. If you have Red Dead, I'm sure you've heard this week is launch of Red Dead Online. They're doing varying degrees of kind of stair-stepping access. So if you have the Ultimate Edition, access is today, and then it just kind of goes from there. I think by the end of the week, all players should be able to play the version of Red Dead Online. So I know a lot of you guys probably have it. Don't forget to check that out. And as always, thanks for listening. Stay tuned. Take care.